So everyone's got issues with hormones, everyone we know. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how our hormones and some frequencies can work together. And if you're wondering about that, hang on, and we're going to bring up my friend Deanne in just a moment. So just before we get started, if you're those people that don't know me, I'm Cora Naylor. I'm energy healer, and I facilitate manifestation circles. And today I wanted to bring on my friend Deanne, who is a little bit of a jack of all trades with the health. She's into a little bit of everything. I know she knows a lot about hormones and how so many things can affect that. And she has a lot of fun with the biofrequencies. And she's going to be able to help tell us all kinds of good stuff today. So, welcome, Deanne, first of all. Let's say that.
Thank you for inviting me. It's good to see
Yeah.
you.
So, thanks. You too. So maybe you can tell us a little bit. I know you were talking on another Facebook page the other day about hormones, and maybe you can just give us a little bit of a synopsis about what you were chatting with there.
Certainly. So I was basically just explaining how, well, I mean, what I do too, you're talking about, doing energy work. Well, so do I. I use biofrequencies. I use sound healing. So this is kind of the modality that I prefer to use when helping women with hormone imbalances. So um, there's all kinds of reasons why our hormones are out of balance. It could be because of life cycles, like as when we have teenagers, or when we were teenagers, our hormones were out of balance, or sort of. And then as we are, getting, especially women, as we get older, and then we get into perimenopause and menopause, and our hormones decline, and there's less estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. So that affects a whole lot. So that affects our sleeps. It can affect our mood, and I mean, it affects like a whole lot of things. I know for myself, like when I went through the perimenopause and menopause, like 10 years ago now, I did
Mhm.
not recognize myself for 2 years. I'm like, who is this person when I came out of this? I mean, it was a little scary, and I didn't really have a whole lot of help with that. So now that I know a lot more, I feel like I can help a lot more people and understand what's going on. And there's so much out there too. But with the biofrequency and the sound healing and the energy work that I do, it really does help to um, kind of bring our emotions and our organs and cells and everything, like in balance, which is optimal health. So that is yeah, that's like when we have, like I said, when we have our organs and everything are out of balance, with the energy work, the biofrequencies, it just kind of helps to remind the organs or the cells or our emotions, hey, this is where you're supposed to be. So
Yeah. Oh, that would have been amazing. I wish I'd had that when I was in perimenopause too, because yeah, that was way harder than menopause. Menopause was a breeze, but that seemed to go on forever and ever. So maybe you can just fill the listeners in on what is biofrequency. Like, is it a machine they have to get? Like, how does this work? If someone comes to you, what's the process for getting their hormones balanced?
So the first step that I do is just an introduction to what energy work is, and I will have the person send me a little audio clip, and then they can record with their voice, and then that will help to balance out their some of the emotions that are going on that are out of balance. And then when they kind of see immediately, most of them, like 90% of, I'm going to even say 95% of people will notice a difference right away. And when they realize, oh, that might just be what I need right now. So we'll go a little deeper. I'll do a deeper dive on the I'll yeah, do a deeper dive on the scan. And it is not, I mean, it's a program that I have access to. It's not really a device. I mean, yes, I have a device that I
Okay.
use, but it's not the device that does the work. It's the program.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
if anybody's familiar with scalar waves. Einstein was working on that. Nikola Tesla was working in that. So it's part of that whole system, that whole program. So that way we can do a little deeper dive and see which hormones are out of balance and what's going on, and if there's more emotional stuff going on. So it's a really holistic approach.
Yeah. So just to let me get this straight for people, so they record their voice, they send that recording to you, and then are they going to be listening to something or do they read a report? How does that work?
Both, actually. So once they send me
Okay.
their voice, I put that through the program, and then from there, a report. Well, there's one report that you can read, and it has, symptoms and which emotions are out of balance, and it's not just one or the others. There's just an imbalance in there, and then we'll also get for audio, like I call them music, healing music, because that's what they're
Mhm.
they're like 3 minutes each. And then in the background there's tones that will help to balance out the emotions that are exactly out of balance. So yeah, they send me their voice. I, not personally, but they receive two
Yeah.
emails. One is the report and one is the tones to listen to. So
Okay. And so do they have to give you any specific information about the issues that they have going on, or does this program almost kind of know what's up with that?
well, I don't want to know offhand, because like right away, because they're gonna think, oh, she just knows already, so she's just gonna,
Mm,
like, I'm gonna program into. No, it's like, just do it, and then we can talk. Like, if you're recognizing, like I said, there's different. In the report, they'll say, okay, some emotions are out of balance, and they'll give you possible vitamins or minerals or supplements that you can take. And then
okay.
they'll also give you some suggestions as to, maybe you need to be hydrated more. Maybe you need to take some more
Mm,
trace minerals, or, it'll give you suggestions. And most people will say, oh, yeah, that's true. And this is me. And this is me. Oh, that's true. So I don't want to know right away, because I don't
mm.
want them to think that I've inputted that
Yeah.
information.
Yeah. Yeah. I can relate to that because I know with my energy healing too, I don't want to, I prefer not to know the backstory, because then if I can give them an age of when something happens, they're like, oh, wait, how the heck do you know that? So sometimes it's good in this kind of work. It's always, sounds kind of counterintuitive that the less you know is the better. So that's kind of really interesting.
It is.
When do you find, or do you know, if there's common things in people with the hormone imbalance, especially going through, say, perimenopause, menopause? Is there certain things that seem to come up more often? Have you noticed that?
Uh,
Or
Sleep issues is definitely one of them.
okay,
In general, most people are not well hydrated, so that's going to come up anyway. But definitely, I mean, the hormones are out of balance. So,
yeah,
and it's only really mostly when I go a little bit deeper, I do a little deeper dive, that I can see more, obviously. But most of the time, it's definitely, yeah, there's
yeah.
hormone, and there's emotional imbalances. So that's definitely there.
And so those imbalances can be corrected by listening back to this music.
It Yes, yes. And
That's
then,
cool.
like I was mentioning, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg, basically, because they're like, and that's an example
Mhm.
I was giving yesterday, trying to explain what I'm doing. It's like, what we see, what is tangible, it's just really the tip of the iceberg, because there's so much underneath, as you would know, because there's all this energetic stuff that's going on, all the energy that we don't see, and there could be traumas that we're not even aware of, because either it happened when we were in childhood, or it happened when we were in our mother's womb, or it's something that was so traumatic that our subconscious just blocked it out. We don't even remember this event happening.
Mhm.
So but it's all
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it is so interesting. And like you say, I find that a lot with energy work is so much of it happens like prior to age 10, right? Whether it's our own stuff or inherited or absorbed or ancestral, whatever. So super interesting. So I'm excited for people to learn more about what you do. If they want to get in touch with you, I know, we're live today. So if they want, you're going to put some information in the comments so they can reach out if they want to learn more about how this process works and how it could potentially help them. Like I said, I know I could have used this 10 years ago myself with the whole perimenopause, sleeping, hormones out of whack, all of that stuff. And I know a lot of women suffer, and I like to encourage women to try and look for other options because there are so many things that are available to us, different types of healings and holistic methods that can really make a difference, especially if they're not getting the help that they want through, maybe traditional medicine.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. So yes, definitely it's good to have options and be aware that they're out there.
Yeah. And do you have sort of any kind of trial thing that people can do if they want to, see what this is about?
Oh,
Or
absolutely. Like I was mentioning, that little
yeah.
inner voice, the audio clip, that's I don't charge for that. That's just give people a little taste of what I do and what energy work is, and what sound, because there's the sound as well. So sound frequency and the tone. So yes, that one is free. So
Oh,
anyone
awesome. So
can.
you'll be putting a link or something in the comments so people can get in touch if they want to give it a try
Mhm.
or get in touch
I'm
with
on
you.
LinkedIn
Yeah,
and
that would
Facebook,
be
so people can get a hold of me to many different ways.
yes. Oh, that's so awesome. And before we wrap up, I would just love to get a couple words from you. As I said at the beginning, I also facilitate manifestation circles, and you were in one of my first ones earlier this year. And I'd love to get your feedback on how that experience was for you.
Yeah, I was privileged to be on your very first one. So
Mhm.
that was an experience. Like I'm still in touch with a few of the ladies that were part of that circle that I didn't know prior to. And
Mm.
it was, yeah, definitely the experience. Just the, like when we're sitting in the circle and we're closing our eyes and focus on the one person, the one lady that's there, and it's just like you get, not every single time, but a lot of times I would get anyway these visions, or these, I would see, like, my eyes were closed, so I would just see whatever it is that the person was needing, or asking for, and
Mhm.
sometimes it would be just like odd, but it made sense to the person. So it was, yeah,
Mm.
it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, the experience of it's like you're developing a friendship too, and having
Mhm.
this, um I don't know,
Yeah.
it's interacting with other people on a different level, which was,
Yeah.
yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'm so happy you were able to join. And yeah, that's one of the things that I love about those groups is it's an energetic connection, and we really are creating these little micro communities that happen for a short time, because the manifestation circles, at this point now, I just take a smaller group in. I bring 5 women in at a time. We meet once a week for 6 weeks. So it's not a huge commitment, but bonds can be made very quickly. And if anybody that's listening wants to get a little sample of the energy work that I do, I also have a Facebook group. It's called the Positive Energy Collective. And every Wednesday, I do a short, I call it a release and reset, because especially as women entrepreneurs, you can start the week off strong, and then, things can kind of go sideways already by Wednesdays. So we just do a little release to get rid of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and procrastination, and kind of get you ready to continue on with the week. So I'll also put a link in the comments for that if anybody wants to join. So thanks so much for joining me today, Deanne. Like I said, she'll put all her info in the comments if you want to reach out to her and learn more about what she's doing. So thanks so much for joining us today, everybody. Bye-bye.